Hi everyone, and welcome to the next installment in the My Guy Rob series. My name is Rob Mack, partner here at Kurlander, Burton Mack in San Francisco, and today we're going to talk about what you need to do when you suffer an injury at work and you want to pursue a workers' compensation claim. So this is just the basics, what you need to do right after you get injured so that your claim has the best chance of success. The first thing you need to do, and this is first and foremost extremely important, is you need to tell your employer that you are injured. Telling your employer can mean a few different things. It could mean just telling your supervisor, your manager. In some cases, you need to tell HR. It's whoever you think your boss is, or if your company has a policy that they've let you know about who you should tell, that's the person you should tell. This is a very, very important step. Every workers' comp claim requires that you do inform your employer. Now, that being said, sometimes people inform their employer a day later, a couple days later, once they realize their injury isn't going away. That's totally fine. Don't feel like you've lost the case just because you don't tell them immediately, but you should try your best to let them know as soon as you realize that you are injured. Now, once you inform your employer about your injury, they're going to need to give you some forms to fill out. That is the way that it should work in real life. You know, in practicality, it's important that you yourself ask for the forms. Be proactive. Make sure you get these forms. The form is called the DWC-1 form in California. I think it's important you know that and ask for it by name. It's a very government-looking form. It has the seal of California in the corner. It's going to ask some very basic information like your name, your address, and your date of birth. But it's important that you fill out this form because every workers' comp case requires this form to be filled out. Your employer is supposed to give it to you, but not all employers know the rules, so it's important that you proactively ask them for this form. Now, after you've let them know that you've been injured at work, the next thing you need to do is make sure you get medical care. They are supposed to send you somewhere to receive medical treatment after you've let them know that you are injured. Normally this means going to a clinic of some sort where you can get a doctor to take a look at you. If they refuse to do that, you should still go out on your own and try and get some medical treatment. And it's important that you do, not only for your case, but because you want to make sure you're taken care of. Once you go to these doctors, it's important that you keep track of the records. Now, when you go to a doctor for the first time, they should give you what's called a work status update. This is going to be a piece of paper. It looks like a very simple medical record that you need to give your employer. The reason why you need to give this to your employer is because it specifically says whether you can work or not, or whether you need work restrictions and be put on light duty. So it's important that when you go and see the doctor for the first time at a medical clinic, that you get this work status form so that you can prove to your employer that you either need time off or that you need light duty, anything like that. Once you give this paper to your employer, it is then their job to figure out what they want to do. If the doctor says you have work restrictions, they're the ones who need to decide whether or not you can come to work on light duty or if you need to be taken off work. And if you're taken off work, then you should be paid temporary disability while you're off work. So it's really important that when you get that form, you then give it to your job, because if you can't work, you need to have your payments start. So that's the basics of it. First, when you get hurt, tell your employer. That could be your supervisor, HR, whoever. Second, after you tell your work, make sure you fill out the right forms. It's called the DWC-1 form. It's the form that every injury in the state of California needs to start a workers' comp claim. Third, go and get the medical care. If they send you to a clinic, make sure to go to the clinic right away. Once you see the doctor at the clinic, make sure you get the work status update, which is the medical records that will say whether or not you can work and what work restrictions you might have. You need to then give that work status form to your job so they can figure out if there's a light duty job for you, or if you need time off, then they can begin paying you while you're off work. So that's the basics of it. I hope this video was helpful, and I hope you guys watch the other videos in the My Guy Rob series. As always, my name is Rob Mack, partner here at Kurlander, Burton Mack in San Francisco, and I hope you have a wonderful day.